We have some white tea today. Actually, I was coming down the stairs to record this review. My wife actually had the brilliant suggestion that I should get a sponsor to put their name, get a custom-made mug with their name on it and do sponsorships on my teacup. Wouldn't that be cool? Like today we're sponsored by Godiva Chocolate. Don't you all want some chocolate right now? Wouldn't that be good? But I don't think that's going to happen. So let's talk about some stuff, because these last 2 weeks were huge weeks in the world of Go, and for the world at large, because AlphaGo did indeed beat Lee Sedol 4-1. I did post another video about that basically a week ago now, I guess. Please check it out. But since then, I just thought I'd share with you guys, check out my Go channel. Normally, I get 10 to 20 subscribers a day. Maybe there's a bad day. I got 4. Which is great. I'm super happy, that this channel is still growing and still picking up new viewers. But look at all of the new people just since AlphaGo basically started winning games against Lee Sedol. You see this nice big fat ramp up here, where I've basically been getting about 50 new subscribers a day. So we have a lot of new people here. Just over the last really week or two. That's quite a few new eyeballs. So thank you guys if you just are a recent subscriber. I'm glad you found this channel, and hope you continue to learn some Go. And today's review, I want to review a game, is going to be more, it's going to be directed more as a how-to review your games kind of lesson, I guess, sort of pedagogical exercise. Although we're gonna actually do the review as well, so I think everyone will get something out of it at all different levels. But I'm going to try to slow it down a little bit and talk about how review games. This game was sent in by Joshua, and I actually haven't reviewed it yet, which is normal. And I apologize in case this was a terrible idea to review a game without looking at it beforehand. But you guys do like to comment in the YouTube comments that you enjoy my reactions when I see these moves for the first time. So I'll try to preserve that excitement, that live feeling to the review. Anyway, Joshua here is the white player, rated 13Q. So again, maybe stronger than a lot of the new subscribers. But still very much within the grasp, I think, of people who watch this channel, have gone through a lot of my videos. I think most of you guys can actually get the 13Q within a matter of weeks. So this is all a very attainable goal, where Joshua is maybe months, depending on how much playing you're actually doing. Whoa, didn't mean to click that. Go back. Let's take a look at the game and talk about how to review. So we'll look at the first 4 stones here. Again, this is very, very abstract at this point, right? The stones have very little meaning, but we could, again, think about from a global perspective. Black intentionally sort of dug himself in the 3rd line on the right. White took 2 4/4s, right, playing for influence. This is very strange opening, actually. 2 3/4s, sort of facing the center of the board. Usually, in Go, we don't like to have stones that are pushed too low on one side of the board, unless your opponent is really strong on that side. So having a stone, here and here is very strange, whereas normally it'd be much more common for black to expand out at least a little bit on one of these sides. So having low, right, 2 3rd line stones on the same side in the opening is really not, on a high level, good strategy. But, this is a 13Q game, right? So the game's not over. Black approaches, and this is good. The reason also why black wants to do this instead of maybe building something here is black has actually made 2 sides of the board wider by playing both of these stones. And just think about Go in terms of spacing, right? We have 10 spaces here and 10 spaces here, right? Same thing. But from this stone to this stone actually is 1 extra space. It's actually an 11th space, and the same thing down here. So we're playing on one of the bigger sides. Now, as the black player, your job is to sort of make the board asymmetrical. So, when you play here, you're taking one of the bigger sides, but white could also take a bigger side. Think about Go as you're cutting up a pie, and you're trying to cut it up such that think of the black player is always trying to get a piece slightly bigger than the white player, because they get to make the first cut. And if you just make equal pieces as the black player, then that komi, that extra points white gets for going second, will add up to a lot. So black plays here and white plays here. This is pretty reasonable. We won't go. I mean, when you're reviewing games, like there's a lot of options for pincers, and especially at the 13Q level, or if you're just learning how to review your game, you know, I wouldn't worry so much about the specific pincer used at this point. Just know that when you pincer like this, you're seeking to either destroy this while attacking this, or build the left while attacking this. That's usually what you're doing when you're attacking, right? You're trying to build, you're trying to run that group so you can build something. Black just wants to settle, and that's fine for white. White should be okay with this. And here, so when you're reviewing, you should also be looking for shapes. And if white takes this Atari right now, black ends with this shape. This is an empty triangle shape. I'll even, mark it with triangles, like so. 3 stones like this. This is really inefficient. If you can make your opponent's stones look like this, you should. You should. And furthermore, there is a ko here, like this, right? We can just put a stone here, and respond, and take back, and then put a stone here, and respond, and take back, and like this, so you can make a ko this way. But this ko is not very good for black, and the reason why it's not very good for black is because what happens, what are you going to play that's going to make white respond? Like if you come and do this, white's just going to go, yep, that corner's mine, these 3 stones are trash. So anyway, when you're reviewing a game, you're looking for missed opportunities, not just in terms of territory, but also in shape. And that takes experience to figure out, but you know, you get better at it. So you can see that if black just responds here, that makes an empty triangle, and is a terrible shape for black. Like that's what you want your opponent to do. When we play here, we're actually giving black a chance to fix the shape. Did black fix the shape? No. So black played over here. This is still open, but the difference is if you play this now, black might not respond. Whereas if you play this right now, black is much more likely to respond. If black does this now, this is a very big loss in the corner. So the move order does matter here. It looks the same, but it's not, because if black tries to do this now, you can hane, and black still wants to come back and make this terrible shape, right? So there's the move order difference. If you do it now, you can play there, there, and then there. So this would look like the game almost, except we got this exchange in for free. But let me give you another scenario just showing you why white's extension is bad in this case. And this is something, if you're reviewing games for the first time, you're not going to be able to find necessarily. But let's say black does play this ko, because black's crazy. And then black tries to go make some threat, and white connects. And then maybe black plays another move. Well, now this white corner is actually really strong. White's next move is not going to be here. White can jump much further, or even just, tanuki completely. Maybe go reduce, probe, approach. So many fun things to do on this board, right? So when white plays this move, this is actually a pretty large mistake, because let's say black goes and plays this, and you go, oh, now I take this Atari. Well, now black can fight this ko, right? Because black kind of wants to give these up anyway. But when white connects, this stone is much too close to all of white's strength. So, this stone becomes inefficient. And this way of looking at the game is called tewari analysis, and it's very common in Japanese Go literature, but all players use it, where you're sort of changing the order of moves and seeing which stones become superfluous. You might be wondering why this doesn't end up with 2 empty triangles for white, right? I just told you this was bad shape for black. I got one there and one there. And the reason why this is okay, because even though white made empty triangles, black stones are trash. So basically you're making a bad shape, but you're just ruining your opponent to do it. And that's okay. If an empty triangle ruins your opponent, then you should do it. So this is a poor move. Black is freaking out a little bit, trying to make a base. He should play this immediately. Because think, if black just plays here, is white going to spend another move protecting the corner? Well, if so, maybe black can get out and even just attack on a large scale. That would be a nice continuation. Black might not have to play these sort of desperate asking moves. Yep, so white hanes, that's good. And black pulls back. Oh man, white would so like to have made black made this shape. Look at this. This is just like a stick with no good eye shape yet. White fixes. That's fine. It's good. Good and nice move. And black decides to attack this. All right. I think this is a nice time to now undercut the black stick and make sure it doesn't have eye space. But we Tanuki. Okay. A little strange here, given the fact that this shape is very incomplete and unsettled for black. And we have a weak white group. So is this move, this A move over here, large? Absolutely. It's worth a lot of points, right, to get the first extension on a big side of the board. But in Go, it's not really about playing the big points as much as it is managing weaknesses, and both yours and your opponent's. And so when you have two weak groups over here, you have to like have an alarm go off in your head and come back here and focus your attention on dealing with this. And maybe white thought black strong, and even though these three stones are kind of weak because they're surrounded by black stones, this A helps it in a very, very far distance. You know, that's mostly good thinking, except for the fact that black's actually not that strong. Like, black's not in trouble, but black can be harassed, and that's what we want to do. Black should definitely not play here. I think black should take another move here. White plays the Avalanche Joseki, which is a little inconsistent, given the fact that white has this and wants the outside. This would be more than enough to just take the outside like this. This would form a nice white influence in the center, minus that black group. This is a little inconsistent. Usually you play the Avalanche when you're accepting the want to play a wall, build a wall this way. This is the Avalanche is just a very famous, very complicated Joseki, and this is the move that starts it. And it's called the Avalanche because, does black play it? Does black does not play the true Avalanche. Is because like the stones are sort of like rolling over each other, sort of like an avalanche coming down the mountain, I guess. So yeah, so I'm not sure why white wants a wall facing this way. Like white wants to build a wall building the right side, but the problem is black already has a stone in this corner. There isn't a really good extension for white to build instantaneous points, so it's not entirely clear to me. Okay, so white's going to continue building the wall. This is almost definitely a bad move. This looks like it actually does something to the corner, but all it does is make this move playable. It's only a reduction. And since white doesn't have a stone over here, blocking off the side territory like this is actually really greedy. I would actually much rather have white either extend one more time, or if white just wanted to settle immediately, you could play this if you wanted a strong shape, or take this directly now, see if black wants to attack this, and then maybe later we can seal this off. But I think if we're committed to building a wall over here, adding one more stone is going to be helpful, just because of this cut. So this is a really greedy move, really greedy. That's a weird move for black, I guess, but it's just a weird move. This would be a really good time for black to come take this point, or even Hane here. And there is this cut that you have to sort of read out. And this kind of goes back to a, another avalanche variation. But black can actually fight here. No problem. Black can take the corner. Now white has a weak group on this side, and this group isn't strong yet, this other white group. So black will not have any real problems in managing his stones. Okay, all right, so now we're leaving a defect. So this is the opposite of the shape. Normally, if white plays here, black would jump. And the reason why black can jump here is because there is no cut. Well, in this case, there actually is no cut, but it's close to being a cut. Like white can put some stones in there, but these all white stones still die. So black can jump here because it's close to the edge of the board. When you're not close to the edge of the board and you're butted up against your opponent's stones, you can't really jump. Like this is already cut. Black should do this immediately. Just because, look, I mean, even if white defends this stone and black allows white to build this, these three stones just die instantaneously. So this is a pretty big loss, although The game wouldn't be over yet because white would be getting outside thickness, and so it's still a game. But this is just giving up 3 stones. Like, this is just giving up. And you say, hey, you can defend these stones, then you've just basically given up this entire side. And black has a nice development. And this white shape is actually still weak. White still sort of needs a move in this area and a move to extend from it to build a base. Very, very bad shape. This is a super sad move, Joshua. Super sad. Black plays again. This is really a sad move for black. Black should just cut. Black's alive here, right? There's no real problem. Maybe black's worried about this one, but again, this is just alive. There's nothing here that is adequate eye space for 2 eyes in the corner. So yeah, so this is the other hard part about reviewing your games, especially you're a Q player and you're still learning like the fundamentals. I mean, till like sort of like one dan is considered the point where you're mastered the fundamentals of the game. And there's just so many fundamentals. I mean, one dan takes forever to get to. But this is I forgot what I was even saying. This is just a huge missed opportunity for black. Oh, right. What I was saying is that white has a hard time in the review of when white goes to review this game of figuring out what goes wrong here because black didn't really punish adequately. And so when your opponent doesn't really punish, he's not really helping you in the long term, right, in terms of teaching you. And he might actually just be reinforcing bad habits. And so that's kind of what happens here, it looks like. Yeah, so this white stone is actually much too far from this wall. This wall has way too many defects. So white just pincers it directly, and that's fine. You counterattack. All right, this is brave. This does make the game much more confusing right now because we're in a really serious fight. This, let's point out why this is confusing. Right now, there is no connection between these 2 stones. There is a relationship, but no connection. There is no connection between this stone and this group. Black can actually cut through there as well. There's still this cut that black can take any time. There is a little bit of invasion agi, where if white does get strong here, white can just jump in here and mess up this entire corner. But if black gets strong in this neighborhood, then these 3 stones become especially weak. And that would, if these become weak, that means this Atari in this black group doesn't really need to get settled. It can just run out and capture these. So there's a whole lot of implications after this move. Just, and how many moves we played? 30 moves we've played so far. There's a whole lot of things to think about. That being said, if you don't know what to do, play a really hard move. Like, I don't know how this is going to turn. I especially don't know how it's going to turn out with 2 Q players. My feeling is probably white should just poke in here with either this move or this move. Not white. Black should poke in here and just make sure there's no cut here and just really isolate this 1 stone. Black did neither. Black tried to build a base inside of white's influence. Yeah, I mean, it's okay. I feel like it gives white an opportunity to sort of help fix the link up between all these stones, though. And there's still pressure on black. And even though black does have this peep here, I might even be willing to give it to black if that means white can take the entire outside. And you can kind of see how this, and this all start to form something. So that'd be one variation. White's going to defend that cut. Okay, this is an entirely different game. This is a really slow but strong kind of move, right? It helps the black stones make shape, keep connection, and really exposes the cut between these groups. However, I'm not convinced it's actually the best. I kind of think if black wanted to just separate these, I think this move is better. Because after this cut, you can sort of cut in Sente, I guess is what I'm saying. I think with this one, yeah, white can sort of play a soft move here and play another soft move. And it sort of feels like white can just sort of back off. With my other sequence, there's really no backing off for white. But that's okay. White does back off. And now black cuts this. Okay, that's good. Good. Fancy. When white plays a move like this, he shouldn't be trying to keep this stone absolutely alive, it's more than likely this stone will get surrounded. But if he can force black to capture this or convince black to capture this, white can come back and take the whole outside again, and that'll be a success. Yes, and the other nice thing about this move is it really starts to threaten the black corner a little bit more severely. This, however, might be bad timing. I kind of feel like pushing through is better. But that's okay. Ooh, not a good move here. So there is Tsuji around here, right? So like common Tsuji, like the Tsuji I would always check. Tsuji just means a tactic or special move would actually be here. And in this case, it doesn't quite work. But it does, in theory, reduce black to one eye. And possibly cut off a stone. Like this would be a really nice dead black group for white kind of thing. But there's other variations as well that are complicated. And if black plays this way, black can actually make two eyes this way. But it's not 100% clear. I think black needs to take this Atari away. If black tries to make this eye right now, this looks like it works for white as far as linking up. It's kind of cool. And so this group of 5 stones be dead. Yeah, so anyway, this is here. There's other variations. I don't really want to go over them. I'll just show you the shape. And this type of, when someone's running from the third line diagonally and you have surrounding stones, often at the sort of like the butt of the elephant eye poke. That's a weird confluence of terms. What was the black move? Oh, black did this, right. This is often the key point. And it's also a nice key point because you have this stone and this stone actually both peeping at the connection between this group of 2 stones and this group of 2 stones. This would be like the first thing I would look at, that just instinctually. Alternatively, there's also moves like this that are much simpler, and you're just saying, white, a black, I'm just keeping you on the inside, you don't have 2 eyes yet, you have to go live. And I think at your level, if you don't want to re-out all the variations from this Tsuji, which could take you a while, I mean, this is not an easy Tsuji to read out. Very daring kind of move, because then what happens if black just ignores? You know, do you take this cut right away and just eat these 3 stones, but then black gets a whole bunch of free stuff, maybe takes a Tsuji of his own? I don't know. Like you have to read out things like that. This move would be adequate, right? Again, it helps keep white united. It helps this group up here, gets these stones out, would be adequate. This move just doesn't do enough. And this one definitely doesn't do enough. If you're going to play this, I think you have to play here. And then again, plan to like allow this stone to be cut or captured in some way. Maybe you can actually connect here. But this is very, very slow. Because white had Sente, right? So my question is, after this... oh, that's not a move. I guess black still has to live, so it's still Sente, but... black can live at any time like this, or more than likely should try to play the more violent way. And if we get this cut, we can't quite play that, but this also lives probably in Sente. Probably lives in Sente. And then there's still this cut to worry about to attack all of the white group. Or... I'm a little bit scared because there's 3 stones over here, but this would also throw the entire side of the game into confusion if black tries to run this stone out. Because when he does, this group has no eyes right now, maybe half an eye technically. There's still a cut here, and if these 2 stones become strong and this cut is viable, then these 4 white stones are completely disconnected from everything. And then this white group is disconnected from any sort of friends too. This would be a very, very strong way of playing. The problem is... white would probably play some variation like this, I'm guessing, and try to find some sort of free move here to fix the cut. Clearly, if black has to do that, this looks like it'd be a nice variation for white to surround this group. So I'm not convinced you can run this stone out directly. But that's a thing that can happen. This move is terrible. Why is it terrible? Well, number one, you can see it makes an empty triangle. And it's asking something just so blatant, right? It's saying, can I capture your 1 white stone? First of all, I think that's fine. I think you just let them capture it. You just take the outside and then build. Look at the size of the center. Let's look at this growth potential, especially with a weakish black group here. I guess we still haven't taken that Atari. If you can force your opponent's weak group to have to live next to your strength, you're going to make a lot of points for free. And everybody knows I love the free stuff. I love free points. In this case, white defends to keep the pressure on. This is fine. This is a fine way of playing too if you like fighting, because now black is basically forced to come out here. Oh my gosh! It feels like we need to play a little bit stronger move here. We need to be willing to give up something. If we try to keep everything, this is usually a bad strategy in Go. This seems like a bad move. Yeah. It just seems like black should keep coming up through here and trying to surround this one while getting out. That doesn't really work yet. Oh, that works. White can't respond this way. Looks like white has to play this one or this one. I think this one is better, even though it looks more strange. Because here, white's all connected. In the game, when you play here, this is kind of a disaster, because black can play there and white can't connect both of these. So this is just a reading problem. So when you go back and you look at a game review of yours and you see like your stones just die, and this is like a simple connection problem, go back 2 moves, right, and figure out what your previous move did. Did it actually prevent this cut? No. So you have to play either here or here. And so these types of shape problems where something just dies that you didn't expect it to, like you did something wrong, you messed up, go back 2 moves and see if you can fix that problem. If you can't fix it in 2 moves, go back 2 more and see if the problem was here. If the problem was here, then just play here. And this will also fix your cut. It does give black the opportunity to build the bottom, but that's okay. If black builds the bottom and we end up being able to capture this, that's a fine trade. So major boo-boo, Joshua. This is a big loss, because not only are we captured, this black group is super safe, and doesn't even have to run this group out slowly now, right? Because I'm assuming you play here and black plays there. Yes, very good. And you extend. That's a big move. That's a nice move, but it's not the best move, because now that this black group is strong, this black group over here is kind of weak, and we still have this white group over here is weak, and these 3 white stones still don't know exactly how they're going to live. So black can move out quickly. Before, he kind of had to pace himself, I think, a little bit to move out a little bit slowly. But because he's strong, when you're strong, you can play fast. When you're weak, you have to play slow. So, I mean, you can't really link these 2 groups together 100%. There are issues. I think black can even just cut directly like this. And there are these Ataris. But that no, sorry. Black has to play again. Maybe this does almost work for black. Not quite. If white plays there, black plays there. Still has a connection issue. These 2 white stones are captured. If white fixes the inside, black plays there, these 4 are in trouble. And furthermore, in this case, I don't think this group can actually have time to connect. Oh, maybe, what if you played this way? No, definitely not. Definitely not. That's even worse. Yeah, because if you're looking at these 3 black stones saying, hey, I can capture those, this is actually a capturing race problem. I think the key point is there. I think that works. Let me just double check. There you go. There you go. Snapback right there. So that'd be pretty much a disaster. So anyway, I'm just again, as we stated at the beginning, Go is about weak groups and weaknesses, and you sort of missed a weakness over here, and that's just a simple shape to Tsuji kind of weakness. But you also have these global weaknesses, right? Where black's kind of weak here still, white is kind of weak here still, and then this white group isn't 100% alive. Again, it's next to a bunch of black, relatively strong stones, and a really strong black group once these are dead. So if I have black strong and black strong, and I have a clump of white stones, guess how healthy they are? Unless you can see the eyes, they're probably going to be weak. And this is something you have to find in your review. Like if you can't find your weak groups or your opponent's weak groups during the review, first of all, keep looking at it, try to see. You will have weak groups during the game unless you're just playing like, one space jumps up the board the whole game. And if you really get stuck after that point, ask a stronger player, go on Reddit, submit it to someone on Reddit, or go on the go on a Go server and maybe see if someone you play against who might be a little bit stronger than you would take a chance to look at your game. All sorts of things you can do. Okay, this is a little bit of bad direction, but it's not going to be something you're going to be able to tell in your review necessarily at the current time. Direction of play problems are probably like the hardest to self-review. Like it's okay to find, or not okay, but it's easier to find like shapes that you just screw up and something bad happens, like this move. A move like this is not going to come across as being bad, at least when you self-review it. It looks like a huge move. It makes sense, right? It helps build this. It protects the corner. Maybe it can even link up here and build something really huge. But it's just not, again, it's a big move, not a weak group-oriented move. Yes, and the other problem with this move is that when black plays here, this stone doesn't really help. You can see black has actually disconnected this stone and this group, which, even though there's a lot of stones in it, it doesn't have definite eyes yet. So it can be made, sorry for that, loud truck driving by, it can be made into a weak group. Oh, now here, black should play a little bit more violent. And black can even do this and not be afraid of something like this. Just because if black can get on the outside, white just has problems. If white just connects, there's another free Atari. We can connect here. We can actually, we can probably take this Hane first. And I'm just sort of thinking about shapes here. We don't necessarily want to play this again. I want to find a move that we'll just leave this as Aji later. They'll give us a lot of free stuff. It might even just be good enough to either just connect like this. Maybe play here. I don't know. Again, the shape is very delicate in the sense of the many variations. And you want to be able to make eye shape quickly and easily, fix your cut, and attack this giant white group. This is a giant white dumpling. Look at all these white stones. I want to use the number tool. Number tool is where it's at for counting. Even in just the tail of this white group is a 12-stone white group with 1, 2, 3 liberties. Think about that. White has 12 stones in this variation that have a total of 3 liberties. This is just like Christmas dinner. It's just it's just a giant turkey. Just attack it. There's no eye space and it's got way too many stones in it. So this is kind of a little bit of a slack move for black. So again, black doesn't punish you. And yes, this is a big difference because now white starts to make a little bit of eye space. Big difference, big difference. Oh, black plays there anyway. Oh, black. So if this is the move you end up wanting to play, see if you can play it first. It does involve some reading because you have to read what happens when white counterattacks. Like this would be like a very normal continuation. But you just eat a stone. And if white defends this stone, again, it kind of reverts back to very similar to the old variation, where again we make the 12-stone 3 liberty dumpling. So very slack move for black. Okay, we made shape. Okay, we have one. This is only guaranteed 1 eye, by the way, right? It looks like it can make 2. It can. I guess it can make 2 with just a tiny bit more help here, which you have. Not needed. Although it's big. It's a big move though, because white can technically peep here. But not needed, kind of slow, in fact, I would say. Good. All right. So this is a big. So now that we think that this is safe, and you aren't realizing how much in danger these two groups can be in, sure, this is a nice big move. I would still put this move before it. Certainly, this type of move before it. Yeah, this is probably my first favorite by quite a bit. This is probably still my second favorite. Again, this black group still has no nearby friends. So if we can unseat it, we'll get to build the entire left-hand side of the board for free. As it runs out, you know, we just take more free points. If it keeps running, more free points. Look at this. This is beautiful. How are you not, like, happy? This will just make you happy. So easy. And so if you're going to play a big move, though, this is a nice shape. This is a nice corner shape to build the corner. Sure. Black is so jealous of you, though. Again, there is no one finding this weakness between the groups. This is still a good opportunity to play this, because even if black connects, I'm not exactly sure what the next best shape is. It might even just be that. But let's say what black really would like is to build a base here. But this base kind of has a problem, right? In the sense that if white keeps pressuring on it, this black group becomes weaker, right? Or you pressure the black group more. Let's say he tries to run out. You can play this move, which now starts to really threaten this group, the base. Because once you have this stone, you can start looking at this point, this point, this point, this point, and this point, all that either harass and or take away the eye space of that base. So, okay, you play there, okay. Pretty reasonable. Although, actually, the one negative with this stone here and this stone here, now our corner actually isn't as safe as it was. Okay, so you're going to attack this directly. Okay. Joseki is actually, so this is a Joseki, is normally here. This would be the Joseki. And now that you have all this outside white stones, we absolutely need to upseat the black group from being alive. I'd really like to play, this would be like a key shape point for black for sure. I'm not sure we can play it, that might be a little bit too deep. Yeah, it's actually difficult. I'm still not sure where white should play here to upseat this group. Because even a move like this kind of has this shape problem. Whoops. That if you play here, there's another free Atari for black. So if you play here, there's a free Atari for black. And then there is this cut sequence that black can use to capture that stone. I mean, you turn all of that into completely solid points. But we didn't actually help these three stones at all. So, you know, we might have to play this type of exchange first and then try this. But this gets riskier with this group. Because if it runs out this way, you might get attacked here. And again, you can see how this stone would be useful now, if you already had it. So anyway, there's still weaknesses over there. That's what makes the game interesting. This is a bad move. That's fine. Good response. You don't need to respond to that. It's only points, but you did. Okay, it's worth. It's a lot of points. It's a lot of points. If you actually don't respond to this, if you are going to respond or not, I think you should take this Atari right away, because again, it forces black into that empty triangle. Black's already strong. Black's not gaining anything, and then I think you Tanuki. I think you come back and play, well, this one, or this one. Probably that one. Oh, there's still this cut here that's a little scary. This is a lot easier to deal with, though, than in the other variations. Because in this variation, I think you can actually just play, you might even be able to just play very strongly. And even if you can't, this would basically guarantee life for this group. These two black stones have no immediate friends, have to find some place to run to. And they can cut, but not really well. It looks like black's going to get surrounded. So, yeah, I still want a point like that. Yeah, so especially if you're going to extend here, this Atari is just free. This is just a free move, and you can still extend. And that actually helps your outside. So we just missed a shape. Okay, good. This one is good too. This is very similar. Yep, good. All right, so I'm very this is nice. I know I just yelled at you for making this whole shape, but again, black played another slow move. Whoops. Down here. Black shouldn't defend right now. Again, this is the exciting area. But you came back and you fixed the shape here. You actually started to threaten to build something as well. Because imagine, what did black do? Yeah, black played there, which is nice shape locally. Because this black group actually still isn't 100% alive. You can play there to really pressure it. So this move is nice locally. But check out white now after white plays something like this. Now the weakness here is basically nil, right? It's very difficult for black to cut anything here. And it seems like you might be able to just eat these 2 stones completely. I guess black can get in this way, or start some sort of fight this way. Poke, play. You have this Tsuji, which is kind of cool. You're actually not alive yet, so we would have to go to capturing race in this variation. But black would be losing big. Other variation? Yeah, actually black would probably just do this anyway, and just get in this way. But still, this is a lot of points here when you eat these 2. Okay, whoops, game, you play there. Yeah, I mean, you're trying to do the same thing, but again, I would want to fix the weaker group first. Bad move for black, too slow. Black, again, black should have just played this earlier without making all these exchanges. Because now this stone looks nice. It's actually really building that. Alright, good. This white middle, alright, this is promising. This is promising, Joshua. I know black has almost a little over 25 points here along the bottom, 30 if we maybe are generous here, plus another 15 here, plus another almost 20 there, and not much here, probably 5 at the most. Between here and here is all black really should get. So what did we say? We said 25, 40, 60. We're looking at almost 70 points for black, which is a lot. That's a lot of points. But if, again, I really want this move, if white can take this, that's 20 points for white, solid right there. You have almost another 20 here. There is a little bit of endgame problem here, or here are all good endgame plays for black. So this can be reduced probably to 10. So that's only 30. And so we need to make at least 30-ish in the middle. But it's possible. It's very possible right now. After this move. We're not out of the game. Despite how we're so sad about these stones getting killed just for nothing, we got no benefit out of letting them die. Despite not attacking black's weak group. Despite, you know, letting black get a couple extra free moves over here while we're trying to make shape for our weaknesses, white is still in this game, and so that's exciting. And black throws in. That's deep. That's really deep. Okay, so you played the really violent one. I don't think the violent one works for that variation because that variation I showed you earlier, but I think you can just play here and still kill this 1 stone. It's very difficult for black to connect it, right? The only obvious connection point is over here. And it doesn't quite connect, right? You can do this, and you can even just give up a stone a little bit here. Basically, if black wants to take that stone, he can. But very difficult to connect this stone out anywhere. Okay, black played really tamely. That's really, really sad response, and you continue to take the outside. That's good. Man, I still wish we took that Atari earlier. Alright, black's scrambling. Black is scrambling. So we can actually seal black in at this point. This almost threatens to kill it cleanly. Because if black needs another move on the inside, looks like this would make a ko. Black would have to fight a ko. If black doesn't fight the ko, this is dead. So we're in really, really good shape. That one isn't as good, I think, because it still leaves all these cuts when black pokes here. See this cut, this cut, this cut, and again, we never got this hane, so there's still this hane or this cut. So in the end, I know the shape looks good. Like it looks like we're taking away black's eye space, but we're not really. We're actually giving black more Aji to work with. And sometimes you do that. Sometimes, even though you give your opponent a ton of Aji, nothing works, and so that's fine. I kind of don't think you read any of this out, though. And you see we're just playing on taking away the eye. All right, so black really wants to poke here. Black is saying, I would like to poke here now in the most violent way possible. And you just completely ignore it. Oh my gosh, here comes black. Oh, black, why isn't black poking? Black's going to poke there yet? This is bad move. Bad move. Bad move for black. Bad move for black. I think you just fix. Because it's still hard for black to actually successfully poke through here, right? There's still all these cuts and things. Yeah, I mean, that looks like the shape point, right? If black gets there, black almost has one solid eye and building a second. But doesn't this just throw black's entire group into some sort of huge jeopardy? Like this wouldn't, I mean, if you kill this, is that enough to win? Maybe not, if black lives here. Maybe this is still not enough points, even though this is huge. It's close. It'd be a close game. Okay. Oh, black responded again. Is there connection here? There is a cut. But there's still this cut I'm very worried about. We did not play that. You poked? Okay. All right. That actually helps the cut over here quite a bit. No. Nope, nope. Now is time. Okay, so we play here. And black plays there. Oh, yeah. So this looks really dumb, and it is, because you should just play here. Oh, you play there. Good, good, good. I was scared. I was sure for a second you were going to do something like this, but then we have this problem, which, you know, black can basically play to sacrifice this, or come back later and still here. We'll play this out a little bit more. So, oh, maybe this still doesn't work for black. This cut becomes kind of sente though. Oh no, it's complicated. Let's say it's complicated. It's complicated, but black gets so many possible things here. Right after this type of exchange. I guess actually this way is better. This way is the way you should have, or I should have played out. Because even there's variations like this that are difficult. Oh, don't quite work though. White's fine. Okay, so but you fixed it. I approve. That makes it really simple. All right, black's just gonna crawl around. Try to win the game by crawling. Crawling away. You can play this, right? This just works. This technically leaves a shape problem, because after here, I guess white fixes that way, but this cut becomes sente, because otherwise that's a throw-in to make an eye. Sente throw-in. Okay. Black is running around. Black should still die here. Needed? Necessary? Probably better to peep over here. This feels much stronger to me. Yeah. Yep. Now black has better eye potential over here. And there's still this cut. This cut could be a thing. We didn't get to play on this. I want to play on this side first. Like this side is now the side with your weaknesses. Right? Here, here, and here. Over here, there is a weakness like I showed. But it really is just a sente cut for black. It's not... It doesn't make eyes directly. So that's reading practice. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh dear, I'm a little scared. Joshua. How do we deal with this now? We might have had to play a more conservative move. This might have been better. Because our problem... Well, we have multiple problems. But we want to keep that kind of connection. That would be very strong. And this variation, if we have to retreat the stone, there becomes this cut becomes activated again, and especially if black can cut through both ways. Okay. Oh gosh. Can black play here? It's not Sente by itself. Maybe not. Maybe black can't play here. Yeah. Okay. All right. Maybe we're still fine. This is always kind of scary though. Very scary. I don't. Black is just going to run out directly. I think we just cut here. This is just exchange. What did you do? You played there? Similar. Okay. Oh dear. Oh dear. Yes. Oh, black's just going to exchange entirely. Yep. So in this case, we killed the entire middle, but we lost this. Because black was able to use that cut. Nope. Score estimator. Let's, let's just make this super clear. Who gets what? Oh, is that a live? Is that a living sequence? Well, if that's a living sequence, this is great. Whoops, what did I do? Oh my gosh, hit a button. JavaScript, oh my god, JavaScript, don't freak out. Oh my gosh. Okay. All right, it's all better now. Let's drink tea. Let's calm ourselves. I haven't had lunch yet. And it's 3 o'clock, so that's why I'm feeling hungry. Took me a long time to figure that out. Yeah, so if we play this way, can white live here? Seems like that'd be negatory. Or it's at least co. This would be co. Big co for that group. I'm a little bit more. Oh, maybe black doesn't actually need to play this move, right? Black can just play here. And there's that. Yeah, I think black should just play there and take away the eye space, and black's fine. So this is like super dangerous because we push. I remember I was talking about this weakness the whole game, and even though you fixed it, you didn't really fix it entirely. You fixed it like 70%. So I'm very concerned. This is not a move, right? Like this doesn't. This is like, I mean, it's points. Okay, black connected. Also points. We're like super endgame now. Is this the game? So black should fight this co now. Oh, black doesn't fight the co. This is what black should fight the co for this group, actually, and black shouldn't have responded to any of this stuff. Black should have just probably play here, and then here. And then in this case, I think, does this cut work now? Here, 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 here. Maybe this cut doesn't work now. So either way, black's going to fight some sort of co for life type of thing up at the top. Oh no, this isn't co here though. Black just gives that up, right? And that's a life. Never mind. That's how you make life. It's not. I mean, you make the co shape, but you don't fight the co. So all this is a mistake by black. Okay. Yep. That does not live. That is not a live shape. So unless there's another cut in here that black can take advantage of. What? Oh, right. Yeah, you need to defend this. Oh, that is alive now. Oh, right. Yeah, this is this connection. I forgot. Yeah, sorry. Black is alive after this. Because, or is it? Yeah, because of this wedge or clamp. White needs to play a move like this or something. Because black needs to live. This move is Sente against that. group, right? Because if black responds over here, now you just kill. And now this stone, you can't be disconnected. You just kill any cutting stone. Alright, so that's neat. So you got swindled a little bit. Ooh. That's dead now. Just kill it. Wait, this isn't... I just totally hallucinated. Are you guys like freaking out in the comments yet? Yeah, because even after here, what was this? What was the variation I saw where black's alive? I just hallucinated. I need food. I need lunch, people. This is going poorly. Yeah, this is still dead. Black just is dead. There's no way to make this alive. That's proper shape, even though it looks weird. Ooh, is this Tsuji? Seems like a bad idea. Oh, it's fine. Yep, good. Alright, you sacrificed 2, fine. Needed? Necessary? Not necessary. Dead. Still all dead. So white gets this entire thing, black gets all this, like this entire... Here, let me draw some lines. So right now, this game, white has from here all around the board like this. Isn't that amazing? Look at that. That's huge. But black, we'll mark it with triangles, has all this. So that whole thing. But white still has that corner. So this is a 1 game for white right now. Unless there's a way for black to do anything. Completely unnecessary. Right? Because if black plays this move, you just play there. Not 2 eyes. Okay, good. Oh, but black's going to try. Good for black, good for black. Nothing there. I don't see anything there. You don't need to Atari this, right? I think you're strong enough. You can either just play here. And that helps make this shape all connected. When you Atari like this, I mean, it's going to end up the same, it looks like. Still, black's is squirming. That's not helpful. Isn't this the better way to do this? Because black just can't connect. So this actually gives black more points. And actually even when black connects here, actually this group is all of a sudden alive. Or not alive, but attached to something, right? Because you still kill it. But the problem is, now you have this problem, which isn't a huge problem. Whoops, you have to play, or is it? Shouldn't be a huge problem. You have to connect over here somehow. Maybe that way's best. Yeah, not a huge problem. How did game go? You did that? Okay, so that up to there was the game. Oh, this is the cut. Right. Oh, man, I was dumb. Yeah, that cuts. Okay. Ko for the entire game. Oh my god. Here, look. Yeah, I was dumb. This cuts for black. That's the cutting point. I was obsessed with this cut Tsuji thing. Here, I'll show you my Tsuji cut that I was obsessed with completely inaccurately. If black plays... Oh, so after black plays here, white plays there. Yeah, but actually this connection doesn't work anyway. So, alright, I was wrong. Completely wrong. Fantastically wrong. Yep, you got. Oh, that's not the ko you made. You didn't make this ko? You went up. No. Bad, terrible timing. You need. So this ko is really important because black needs to play this. And then maybe it's not actually. No, black just respond. Not. It doesn't even work. It doesn't even work. Right, because this is double Atari. This is too bad. I thought this. Yeah, I didn't see this as double Atari at first, I guess is all I'm saying. Because if you can cut like this way, black has to connect, and there's this like a ko shape, it would make a really fantastic ko. Oh my god. So this white group just died. Why did it die? Well, again, this was not a problem if you just play here. Like, 100% not a problem, because even now if we cut, this is just nothing. Or it's just nothing. You can even come back and connect if you want, doesn't matter. These 4 stones are always dead. Wow. Wow. So what's the score now? The game's over, actually. Yeah, you guys finished the game. So I assume black resigned. What happened? Your opponent said, "You're running out of time. I don't think I can win." All right, let's actually count, though. How many captures? 4 to 1. All right, let's count white first. Yeah, if this is dead, even though this black group is super dead at 2, this is huge for black. Huge. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 5, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34. So, I mean, white still has like 70 points, which is cool. That's a lot. But let's see, black. I presume there's no Komi? No, it's one stone game. That's weird. Why is the white player the stone behind? So there's definitely Komi. So white has over 70 points. But black will have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, plus 52. Yeah, black has well over 100, probably close to 110. Oh, no. There's still this, though. I think this works, right? Yeah, white can eat that. So I didn't count those points as white. But still, black has about 110, and white has almost 80. So this would have to be 30 points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. It's only about 22. So it's actually not that far of a game. But of course, black will get the endgame over here. And over here, if you spend a Gote move to capture this. Is there... Oh, but this is still a thing. This is still a thing. There's enough... if you wedge here, how many liberties does black really have? Black really only has 4 liberties. You don't have more than 4 liberties. Oh, that's too bad. Never mind. Well, you have a Ko, though. You do have a Ko. So black would actually probably have to capture. And you could probably get all that. And that would make it a close game. If black plays here... Nah, black still gets too many liberties. Okay. It's still hard, though. Like, you can still play this out a little bit further and see what your opponent does, because he might screw it up. Because, again, I'm just sort of seeing that this big giant black stick doesn't have that many liberties either. And your Ko, you can use a Ko as an extra liberty, essentially. So maybe. All right, so anyway, when you're reviewing the game, assuming you just played it, we talked about finding, like, whenever something dies, like, obviously, like, and it happened right there at the end, right? If we go to the end, I said. Like, your group just died, like, go rewind a couple moves, and, again, that's when you need to be able to find a move like this that just solves all your problems, right? Like, there's no bad stuff that can happen to you. When you play this one, technically, if you play here, there's still no bad stuff that can happen to you. But you gave black a whole bunch of points that black's not entitled to. In fact, like 10 points, 11 points. So, yeah. Like, we just got to rewind and find those shape things. If you do that, right, if you get better at finding shapes and reading shapes and countering your opponent's shapes just on shape mistakes, you'll go up 2 stones, like, within a week. Shape is such a big deal in Go, and being able to force your opponent to empty triangles. Like, if you took this Atari earlier and had a more solid attack on this, black wouldn't be able to do anything in the middle, right? You would just own the middle. That would have been a big help, right? Or not losing these 3 stones and keeping this black group weak. What a difference that would have been, right? When black has a weak group over here, then your white group isn't that weak either. You can just sort of run it out and continue the fight rather than just get captured and get captured. So anyway, I think the biggest takeaways for you personally on this game is just it's all about shape. I mean, it's all about shape. I know you didn't smell that weakness until it was kind of too late, but keep practicing shape, do shape problems, get yourself, like, making good shape, the Bozulich book. I have other videos on shape that you've probably already watched. You're still making, or not, it's not even that you're making bad shapes, you're not taking advantage of your opponent's shapes, I think, is what the real culprit is. So anyway, when you're reviewing your game, again, if you're reviewing at your own skill level, and you're at the double-digit Q level, a lot of it is just rewinding just a couple moves and see, is there a better move I can play here to get what I want? Especially when you know what the result is of the move that you played in the game. Other than that, doing the large-scale strategic stuff and direction of play stuff, that's harder to review on your own. Get a stronger player to help you. Maybe when they finally release an AlphaGo version to the public to use, the AlphaGo can really help train people in that regard, and that's really exciting. We've yet to see Google's commitment to continuing to develop AlphaGo as a product in any sense, or any sort of release. I really hope they do. But we've yet to see them commit to anything like that. And if they do, yeah, I mean, this is a fantastic training tool for every Go player out there. It'll increase the skill of over every player in the community by, on average, at least 2 stones. That might even be conservative. Because imagine just being able to put your game into a machine and just have it point out percentages for how much it likes your move compared to the other suggestions. I mean, just imagine having that done for every game. But until then, learning to review your own game is a really valuable skill, and I highly recommend you do it. Once you get to around 10Q, you can really start doing it effectively. When you're not quite to 10Q, it's a little bit tricky, because you really don't know what you're doing in the game. You don't necessarily know what you're doing during the review. I hope a video like this gives you some confidence to at least just go back, see where you died, and just rewind a couple moves. I think that's a big takeaway. So anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this. Thanks for sending the game, Joshua, and we'll see you guys again soon.